Hello everybody and welcome to this live stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. I am Johnny Chiodini. Goodness me, it is hot today, but I hope you are all doing well. And if it is not hot where you are, spare a thought for those of us here sweltering in the heat in a country that isn't built for that. And if you are here, stay hydrated. Good luck to all of us. This week we are going to be painting. Well, we're going to be painting some. Oh, that's not the right one. Oh dear. We're going to be painting some Warcry models. Age of Sigmar Warcry. This is the Tarantulos breed, I think, from Red Harvest. And basically what we're going to be doing is underpainting. So we were talking about this a while ago, about the technique of underpainting, which is basically to build tonal values into a model before you paint it. So you build in light and dark, and like sort of bits of mid-tone, and then some like real dense shadows and some highlights to simulate light. And it means that when you start putting color on the model, very quickly it starts to look a lot sort of more built up, in a way that normally you get by layering up paints. Yeah, we're going to be doing that today, and I'm going to talk you through the process, because as you can see, I've already been at work on these, so we're already part way through the process. But don't worry, I've got a little treat lined up that will sort of help explain sort of the process as I like to do it. Yeah, these are basically some spider fellows who enjoy running around in the chaos wastes and doing battle, which is very, very nice. Excuse me. CookieCat94 has done a super chat saying, "Blood for the blood pair, money for the beer fund. Stay hydrated, everyone." Yes, indeed. Please do stay hydrated. You can probably tell already my voice is a little bit because it's just so hot at the minute. And also, if you take antidepressants, you're more at risk of being dehydrated. So everybody, if that is you, just take care, drink a lot of water, generally be good to yourself. I do have a fan running on me very, very quietly right now. I would be running the AC unit, but we have a temporary house guest in the room at the minute. Basically, the other night, we found a very emaciated kitten. And she had some wounds around her neck, and we're not sure if anyone owns her in the neighbourhood or whether she's a stray. So we're going to get her to the vet tomorrow, hopefully. It was too hot to take her today. But we're trying to find if she has any owners. We're going to take her to the vet to make sure she's okay. We are 95% sure she is pregnant. So, yeah, this life in this flat could be about to get very, very interesting. But we've discovered that the kitten does not like having the air conditioning on or having the fan on very high. It upsets her so much that at the minute we are just I've got the fan on like the lowest possible setting, and I'm doing okay. But she's somewhere in the room. She might come say hi later because she's very friendly. But anyway, we're going to try and get it sorted. Malcolm has done a super sticker saying "cool," and it's the pair of which we have spoken before, who is massive and occasionally murderous, kind of swaying and doing this with the word "cool" above its head, as if it's struggling in the heat, which hard relate, frankly. Will says the good news is you have absolutely no track record of adopting animals that just show up. How is Waddin, or whatever happened to Waddins? Anyway, Waddins, for those of you who aren't familiar with the longer sort of Chiodini Cinematic universe, Waddins was a completely feral cat who we're pretty sure she'd grown up on the streets, and like according to a neighbour, she had been living basically in our back garden and having a litter of kittens every single year for years. And my wife, who's amazing with animals, set to work feeding this cat, who I nicknamed Waddins, and because I thought it was funny. Fed Waddins until Waddins was pretty comfortable with us, and we were planning to get her spayed and then re-release her. But then one day she turns up with a litter of kittens, and we're like, oh shit. So we managed to capture all of them. We kept them in our spare room for like over a month. We did get Waddins spayed. We adopted out the kittens. All of the kittens now live with friends of ours, and actually Waddins has been renamed Frida, and for 3 or 4 years now has been living with a couple. And she's now just like a perfectly ordinary cat. Like, she likes coming out for pets. She loves her owners. It's really nice. So that was good. But anyway, we're doing it again apparently. History with Character has done a super chat saying, for the vet bills for the poor kitty, at least she's found a helper. We're hoping we can get her some help. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But right, underpainting. So, the Ruthie Pinion says, have we named kitten? Yeah, to be honest with you, I've called her Lil Speedy because I think it's funny. I may have had a couple of beers when I came up with this name. So currently I'm calling her Lil Speedy. Right, so underpainting, like I said, is basically, normally you would just prime a model in one colour and you just get to painting. But the idea behind underpainting is to simulate light hitting it. And I started off with these models by spraying them black and then spraying them grey from an angle. And then we're going to do some dry brushing, and we're going to do some sort of washing, and then some sort of highlights. But I realise it's not that helpful for me to jump in sort of 2 steps in to the process. So while I was priming these earlier, I made sure to do a little film for you. So here we go. Roll VT. Hello everybody, welcome to my balcony and the pre-recorded spray painting portion, come on focus, of this underpainting stream. I hope you're all well. So, as you can see here, I've got a perfectly normal, well I say normal, it's a horrifying tarantula monster, perfectly normal seeming model, which hasn't got any paint on it, and first thing I'm going to do is just prime it black, up yours autofocus. We do that by just getting the can nice and shaken up, nearby, and then just doing little sweeping passes. Focus really isn't playing ball, is it? Little sweeping passes over the model, like that, until it's all covered in black primer. I'm going to do that for the rest of them now. Right, so I've changed the camera angle. Hopefully the focus will be able to, well, focus on this a little bit better. No, not really. Oh well, we'll smash on anyway. So I've primed all the miniatures. It's quite funny, in this heat they dried immediately. And now we're going to switch to this little grey primer can. I bought this for £2, I think, from a pound shop, or a £2 shop, if you will. And now I want you to think about the sun, the hated sky orb, and how it moves. Basically, if you imagine the nozzle of this, come on, focus, the nozzle of this can as the sun. Think about how the sun and its rays, sort of as it rises, they go like up in the east and then over the top at noon, and then down the other side into the west when the sun sets. With another word for like the sun being at its highest point is when it is at its zenith. So if you've ever heard, oh for God's sake, if you've ever heard a hobbyist use the term zenithal highlight, what they mean is they're just going to go and spray directly down to simulate the light from the sun hitting the model at noon. But this is a grey primer, this is a mid-tone, so we don't really want to do a highlight from here. We want to pick it up from about this angle, which is like, I guess, roughly 30 degrees. But what we're going to do, excuse the background noise, we're going to shake that up again, and then let's see if I can do this while also filming. Keeping that angle consistent, we're going to rotate the model and just hit it with some very little bursts. Now you'll notice I kept the can to sort of the higher portions of the model here, so you can see it's already as lighter up here than it is down here, and there we go. You can see how the cloak is catching the light a little bit more as the sun kind of comes in from that area. If I had a white can, I could then do a zenithal, like a pure zenithal up there, but Number one, I don't have one, so I can't. And number two, I actually discovered last time I underpainted without a Zenithal white can, I discovered I quite like doing it just with a dry brush. So anyway, I'm gonna prime the rest of these at this angle of about, what is that, 30 degrees? I'm going to do that for the rest of them, and then, well, you'll see the results in a second. I'm going to hand you back to present me. Thanks. One last thing, actually. I've just hit with the sort of the mid-tone, the grey primer, this little bundle of spiders, and hopefully you can see just how much that's already bringing out the detail in this and developing a sense of what's light and what's dark. By contrast, here's a big old spider that I haven't yet blasted, excuse me, with the grey, and you can see that looks so much flatter than that. So, yeah, that's why we do it, basically. There you go, and that was a little VT about the first couple of stages of underpainting. So, here we go. Right, so, like I said, we've got kind of black and grey on here, so you can see under here it's quite dark, and then you've got the edge of this cloak, for example, kind of picking it up. Where's the one I wanted to start with? This one has come out quite well as well. You can sort of see just how it's helped the folds in this cloak stand out, and kind of the muscles and stuff like that. Now, I said that I had a white spray can. Well, if I had a white spray can, I could just go like and do a Zenithal highlight. But I'm not going to do that because I don't have one at the moment. But also because I quite enjoyed the last time I did this, just using the dry brush to kind of build in that sort of stronger sense of light. So what I'm going to do is, please welcome to the stage, Pale Sand, everyone's favourite paint. I've got a dry brush here, which is basically just a brush with some fairly soft bristles. The idea is, so a lot of you will be familiar with dry brushing, get some paint on your brush, and then on some kitchen towel, you start working that paint into the bristles. So you're actually wiping a good deal of it off. And then you can test a dry brush on your thumb by kind of doing that. And if, as you can see, it's not gone into the creases, but it's picked up the raised bits, that's perfect. So what we're going to do is get this guy, and we're going to start dry brushing it, but we're not going to go up, we're not going to go in circles, we're just going to go down, as if it's the light hitting it from directly above. And again, kind of like I did in that little video clip, I'm going to focus more on the top of the model than the bottom, although I am going to pick out some of these details just to help them stand out. I've talked before about how underpainting for me is not just a way of building in tonal values, which is very, very useful, but it also works for me as like a useful guide. So like sometimes when I first started doing when I first started using this technique, I was using it specifically when I would then go on and glaze. Glaze colours onto the model. But glazing takes fucking forever, and also it looks really desaturated until it looks okay. So actually what I've been doing is doing this, but then just using thinned down paint rather than like a proper glaze. And that means that some of this work will be obscured during the course of painting, but that's okay, because as long as it tells me where I can layer up, then I'm perfectly happy with it. So it's kind of like it's just telling me where to go. So right, here we go. That's the dry brush there, and you can start to see already we've got bits that are just grey in here, we've got bits that are sort of further onto black here, and then we've got some even lighter bits. And we're going to take this a couple of steps further. We're going to use some Nuln Oil in a bit, and then we're actually going to use some proper white to build in the highest of highlights. But before then, we've got some other dry brushing to do. So let's just have a... Fuck your arm. No one wanted that anyway. Shit, did I bring my glue back in? I might have left my super glue in the other room, in which case I will put this model to the side and I'll work on it later, because I don't want to lose that arm, and if I didn't bring my glue back, I'm not getting up to go get it. Alrighty. CookieCat94 says, well, that's one way to disarm Spider-Man. Right. Yeah, maybe I'll be a bit more gentle with this. Wow, already my speech center is shutting down. We're going to go for as long as we can today while streaming. I might not make it all the way to 8 PM, but that's okay. We're taking care of ourselves, and that's the most important part. was supposed to be going to a gig tonight, and then I woke up this morning. I took the dog out like around 9 AM, and it was already so hot. Like, I carried her a bit of the way because I was worried about her paws on the pavement, and it was just so oppressively hot. I thought to myself, you're fucking kidding me. As much as I want to see this band, it's one of my all-time favourites, I can't see myself bouncing around in a venue tonight. I used plastic cement, which is quite thin on this. Right, hang on a sec. So what I'm going to do... Don't dox anyone. That's a good fellow. Could you bring me the super glue that is on the table, please? Bugger. We'll fix these right up. So I may as well dig out that other one. Ebrel506 says, is it an outside venue? No, it is, if anyone is familiar with it, the Garage in Islington in London, which is warm at the best of times, and I cannot manage a stream of that. A gig today. But I was going to go see Sloth Rust, which is one of my favourite bands, and I'm gutted not to be going, but also I would pass out. One sec. Sorry about that. My wife brought me some glue and an ice pack, which I'm going to stick in the pocket of my apron. So there we go. Edward Suter knows. Great venue, but small and therefore very sweaty. Yep. Right, so we'll go back a step. Oh no. My super glue has... For fuck's sake. Why is nothing going my way today? Aha! Uh-oh. Shit. Okay, well that could have gone a lot worse, but I undid the wrong bit. Well, that's the entire top that has come off. Okay, well we'll deal with that. Okay. You know what? I only sloshed it onto my palette, which is good. I haven't glued myself to anything, which you'd expect normally. Right. Okay. So now... Oh, apparently it's worse when you do that. The top stays screwed on, but you rip the nozzle off it. Oh well, I've done it now. So I'm just gonna... I'll have to clean this up later as well. This is not a normal part of underpainting, I hasten to add. But... here we go. There we go, you're back together. At least the glue will dry quickly. I have to say, my God, the models I primed today dried in a heartbeat. It was incredible. Uncrubbable. Okay, there we go. Fuck's sake. Oh, good. I'm glad super glue has a sense of humour. That hasn't dulled, has it? Right. Anyway, here we go. Your arm's back on. Your leg's back on. And we can get back to underpainting. Good, good, good. So anyway, how was everyone's weekend? What did everyone get up to? I went to, well, not a wedding reception, but a civil partnership reception on Saturday, which was lovely. And then yesterday I napped a lot because I was very tired and there wasn't much else going on. It was great. So that was fun. Smug Borgin says pizza party on Sunday was delicious. Oh, yeah. Charles the Great and Powerful says, fuck all, watch the Wimbledon final, which was a disappointment. Yeah, it was kind of one of those ones where it was like, I hope they both lose, right? Which is a shame. Ah, good. Dan Kelleher says, for those of you kind enough to encourage me to finish my review paperwork last Thursday, I had the review today, and that was all well. And all was well, rather. Thanks again. Hooray! I'm sorry again for continuing to yell at you once you'd finished and come back. That wasn't my finest work. Right. I need to get some more paint on this brush, really. Underpainting is one of those weird ones because it is quite time consuming, and sometimes you'll get to the end of this process and you'll be like, what was the point in that? It just looks like I've primed this model white. But I promise you, it makes such a difference when you come to painting. It's one of those techniques that feels like you've cheated, because like there's something in my brain that kind of thinks, until I'm putting colour on the model, I'm not really painting it yet. So I find this very therapeutic. And then when I'm painting, I'm like, well, that looks really good, but I've hardly done anything to it. Wow. It feels like cheating, but actually just what it is it's taking a part of the painting process that is normally integrated into like painting, just painting colour on, but trying to build up light and dark with layers, and just going, actually, we can get a bit of this tonal value in earlier. It's also a great technique if you don't want to spend too much money buying different shades, like, because, you know, if you watch some painting tutorials, especially some in-house ones, they'll be like, you need to put on a layer of this blue. Now you need to put on a layer of this ever so slightly different blue. And it means that you can, I mean, you know, A, there's nothing wrong with that, but B, it means that you can end up spending a shitload of money on paints that really aren't that dissimilar. Whereas if you're painting onto a model and it's got a bit that's white and it's got a bit that's grey and it's got a bit that's really, really dark black, that paint's going to look different over all of them. And it just completely enhances, like, it means that putting on one colour makes a bigger difference to the whole model. So then if you are going on to use other colours, then that's kind of continued, really, that sort of sense of your colours going that little bit further. Jack Wood says underpainting is absolutely one of my favourite techniques. And you know what? You should listen to Jack, because they are a cracking painter. Not only do they stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/thembojack, but I follow them on Instagram, and sometimes stuff comes out on there and I'm like, well, that's just lovely. That's just a treat to look at. And Jack is unravelling the mysteries of oil washes, which is something I've never dared do, so I'd be interested to give that a go someday. But okay. History with Character says, "Hey Johnny, do you have a preferred paint brand? I was watching some other videos where they were discussing which paints they like, and I'm interested. Because I started out painting Warhammer models and I didn't really know what else was out there, it seemed sensible for me to just buy Citadel paint. So I've got loads of those, and some of the colours are fantastic. But I hate the pots so much. I hate these things. So increasingly I'm moving away from those and I'm moving to Vallejo. Every time a colour runs out from my Citadel range, I will replace it with the Vallejo equivalent. Just because dropper bottles I prefer them. And then, oh god, this one's a challenge, isn't it? I forgot. So the thing about Warcry models is they are really bloody detailed, and they can be quite finicky. Like there's lots of little fiddly details. So in the past, I've found them quite irritating to paint, but I'm hoping with underpainting, it'll make that process a little bit easier, and I'll feel less like I have to dig out a new paint to paint this bit or this bit or this bit, because I can't always be bothered to do like these tiny little strands of fabric or what have you. So anyway, colours, love Vallejo, but also I've had some really good results with like Pro Acryl. Like Pro Acryl Bold Titanium White was actually viewer RV Dammit put me onto that, and it is superb. So a bit of everything really, but I would say my favourite is Vallejo. Cheerful Spiders on a super chat saying, "Happy Melt Day. I've gotten mildly obsessed with Pim's cups, ideally with absurd garnishes. Thoughts? I think that's a great idea. In fact, I mentioned I was at a reception for a civil partnership on the weekend. It was basically a BYOB affair, which was lovely. Like they had some meads, still hate them, like some fruit wines and stuff, and there was like a keg of beer, but also people were just bringing stuff. So I brought some wine and. Other people brought things, but there was an amazing gin and tonic station. Somebody had turned up with like loads of garnishes, like different fruits, like, oranges, but also things like figs. There was cucumber. Cucumber in a gin and tonic is astonishing. And has long been a favourite of mine. And then there were like peppercorns and all sorts of things. It was great. So here we go. Hopefully you can see, like, this probably looks quite stark. Which was funny, because Iron Man Tony Stark is friends with Spider-Man. But we've got kind of light and dark built up here. And then you've got these spiders are starting to get picked out. But also, I think later on, we're going to go in there with a shade and keep darkening this bit down under here specifically. Hopefully you can see how the principles I've talked about are applied to this process. What I like about this is it can look a bit messy. And right now it does look a little bit messy. But also, as much as it helps your model, it doesn't really matter if it looks a little bit weird at this stage. There's loads that you can do to like fix it. But also like it's kind of hard to go wrong. Which I love. I like it. It makes such a difference when it goes on the model, but also, if you don't get it perfectly right, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Corvus Albright has done a super chat saying, "Pim's Cup haiku for Pim's Cup haiku time. A refreshing sip. Slam all the gin in your face. Garnish with fresh fruit." Cucumber and strawberries are the only like essentials I think in a Pim's Cup. But others may feel differently. Just Another Broke Nerd says, "A local TT game shop has a D&D Adventure League for a small fee tomorrow. I plan to go. Any tips for playing in a store with random people?" I've never played in a store with random people, but I have played with randoms before. I would say just like one thing that really helps me is like I always write down my name and my character's name on a piece of paper and have it in front of me folded, Not people don't always think about doing that, but it just makes it so much easier if you're not worried. Being like, how do I? Oh, mint. Yes, mint is important in a PIM scam. Like, if you're not sure how to refer to anyone around the table, you're going to spend more time worrying about that than actually role playing. Oh my god, not another one. Fucking hell. I put this weapon on earlier and I was like, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Come on. That's coming off, isn't it? So yeah, if you're not very gentle with your dry brush, or if the models are quite delicate, this sort of thing can happen. It isn't the end of the world. For example, here comes the super glare as well. But yeah, playing with randoms. Also, actually, one rule, one tip is if it sucks, hit the bricks. It's only a small fee. You're going to give it a go. That's great. Hopefully, you'll meet some great people. You might also meet some people who are objectionable or just play shit D&D. So if you want to go, go. Fake a phone call and be like, I'm really sorry, I have to go. My cat has just been awarded a PhD and I have to go celebrate with them. I didn't realise their Viva was today. You know, doesn't really matter how you're getting out of there. Just get out of there. Life's too short to play bad D&D. One of the times I was playing with randoms, I sat down and, we came to our first sort of problem, sort of scenario where we needed to go do something. And somebody went, we should probably... And they said this in character. They were like, we should probably try and talk our way past them. Who's got the highest charisma? And it was like, don't meta game with your fucking game voice. Like, good God. Like, they metagamed like you wouldn't fucking believe, to the extent where I was like, it's not even worth me trying to speak up about this. So I just got myself another pint and was like, I'm just gonna let this adventure run. I'm not that bothered about my character, blah blah blah. So I stuck around, but I also was not that invested. Burrito's done a super chat saying, I fell a bit behind on the stream, but hashtag Vallejo, hashtag spons. Not sponsored by Vallejo, but if they wanted to ring me up and say hola, I wouldn't say no. La. Oh, God, that's a good one. I shouldn't have given that away for free. Okay. We're getting there. We've got this one and two more dudes or spider people to dry brush, and then we've got the little spider things. So I'll warn any arachnophobes before that happens. And then we'll be on to the next step, Null Noil. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, Hi Johnny, hoping for a super chill stream as I'm melting in the heat. Just finished work and even being at home working in the heat sucks. It does. It is very, very warm. But I hope you managed to cool off and that you do have a super chill stream. I see what you did there. You know what? It's you will have seen if you caught the last painting stream. I finished my Blood Bowl Norse team. I actually based them last week, and I'm really pleased with them. But I kind of after that was like, I don't really have a big project on the go right now. What should I do? And I thought it would be lovely to go back to some Warcry because I've really been hitting it hard with either Blood Bowl or Turnip lately. Oh, there goes the head. Tamiya Cement, it's great, but you know what? It can be a gentle hold. We need to get a counter on the screen. Blah. Words. Warcry. It's a good game, and I haven't played it in like a couple of years. Monk's in chat. Hey, Monk. Monk says, if you don't spend that on paint, get yourself some soft makeup brushes from Pound Shop Bud. Yes, good shout. Yeah, you know what? I've seen people dry brushing with makeup brushes, and God, who was it? Oh, it was Paul Foxcroft was telling me about the Army Painter dry brushes. And they all seem a lot softer than the Games Workshop ones, which seem very, very stiff. Secret Agent Sam said that model needed to head off. Very good. There we go. So that's another one done. So yeah, I'm excited to be painting Warcry again, and also I'm excited to be underpainting these because it does make it easier to paint them. And like I said, these are they're detailed models in a way that I can find quite irritating. Games Workshop models can be busy in a way that isn't necessarily fun. So I'm hoping that underpainting will do a lot of the heavy lifting for me and make it a lot easier. Right, we'll go quite... You know what? I'm going to hold the brush up here now so I can't absolutely hammer the model. Means there's slightly less control, but that's okay, because it means I'm unlikely to fucking break this thing. I am actually going to get the brush in sort of under there a little bit, especially on this side, because I think, you know, this would be in shadow, but this would be peeking out a little bit, and also there's this lovely sort of webbed pattern on the leggings. All right, there we go. Cool. Just going to check on Little Speedy. She's fine. Jack Wood says, underpaint a big boy, but I don't like painting big boys anyway. Well, that's not true. I don't like painting vehicles. Oh no, the nice which says, managed to slice my thumb with a butter knife. This day is so great, I am having such a good time. That sucks. But on the other hand, congratulations. That's quite impressive, I guess. I hope you're okay, genuinely. Oh yeah, spider warning, sorry. Zega Genesis says you loved the apology bust. Don't. I've got another tank to paint. Bloody fucking bastards. Davy Jones says, I'm not sure if I already mentioned, but I got accepted for a PhD in literature focusing on queer studies and comics. It was one of my dreams when I started uni and it still feels so surreal. That's amazing. Congratulations. Huge work. Okay, right. Let me wash off my dry brush. Jack Wood says, underpainting Nagash was an absolute mission. Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Just realised I might have to paint a big lad. If we're doing big lad ham meat. Interesting. The nice switch says, thank you, pals, I am fine. Just too hot and bleeding. Okay, well, I hope the bleeding stops soon. That sucks. Okay. Right, so I need to find my Nuln oil. So you know what that means. It's another edition of Non-Binary Person Looks Through a Big Box of Things. Just Manbun actually says, would I be able to comment a link to a Google form for my friend's school project? Unfortunately not, because I've tried to change it, but YouTube auto blocks links in comments while I'm streaming. So that is not a service I can provide, regrettably. I hope your friend's project goes well nonetheless. Nonetheless, Nuln oil. There we go. Okay. Ruthie Pinion says, I genuinely misheard underpainting Nagash as underpainting the gash. Please send help. Why did I read that out? Help is on its way, Ruthie. Ugh. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, is underpainting the opposite of overpainting? More or less, yeah, why not? It's preparatory painting, I think, is the best way I could put it. It's preparatory painting. Claire de Bear has done a super chat saying, "Here is some money for something that having some money would help with, like like unsexy bills." Thank you very much. I will put that toward my unsexy bills. Stupid fucking ducks. No one wants to kiss them. Okay. Ruthie Pinion says, "Why did you read that out? Haha. I don't know, Ruthie. Have no idea." So, right. Let's go back to our little pals. We've got sort of, dry brushed bits, and we're going to go in and we're going to do some sort of even more thorough, like, highlights. But also, before we do that, in fact, what we want to do is deepen these shadows. So, if you can see here, we've got kind of like muscle built up on the top. We want to do like get more shadow on the underneath to really heighten that sense of contrast. You'd be surprised, like a lot of the time when you're underpainting, you'll be like, I should stop now. And actually it's like, no, keep going. And you can really push it. So we're going to start with this one again, because I think this is quite a good model to show off underpainting with, because you've got sort of the sun definitely catching this shoulder here, and then underneath you've got this kind of cloth sticking out. So I kind of want to really make sure we get in there and get that properly shaded. And then what we're going to do is go back in actually with cream again, and maybe even paint some in manually. Like here you can see that the sun's just catching like a little bit of peck, so I do actually want to exaggerate that as well. So it is really good fun underpainting. I really enjoy it. It's just, like I say, it's very therapeutic, but also it helps a lot. So EJ has done a super chat saying, "If you like Pims, try Sip Smith's Summer Cup, and here's something for your sexy bills, as the unsexy ones have been covered." Thank you very much, EJ. Have I tried Sip Smith's Summer Cup? I don't know if I have. I'll give it a bash. Thank you very much. Sip Smith is tasty, tasty gin. What's everyone's favourite summery drink then? I think mine just might be nice pint. Be honest. Chaos says Aperol Spritz. They are tasty. White port and tonic, says EJ. Dan Keller says water. Karen says tequila. James Winter says Twisted Nose gin. Will says 4 cans of warm Tennants from a carrier bag. Lovely. Mr. Tom for the Win says pint of baby sham. Monk says nice pint is best pint. Couldn't agree more. Pear juice, says Lucy. Oh yeah, lovely. The Nice Witch says, gotten properly into Thatcher's Blood Orange Cider, but I'll always be a Cherry Lambrini lass at heart. I have not tried this Thatcher's Blood Orange Cider, but I have heard good things about it. Thatcher's, if you're watching, come on. Sponsor us, come on. I'm gonna seek some out and I'm gonna try it. Because why not? Why not, eh? So, we got some Nuln Oil on the go here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get straight into that bit I mentioned. And also, I'm going to try and get some between these two abdominal muscles. Hopefully you can see already that this bit, this little line here, I'll hit it again, is darker. And basically, the reason I'm using a small brush for this, it's a Rosemary & Co. Kolinsky Sable Series 32 3/0 kind of brush. It's my highlighting brush. It's really good for just getting the wash where you want it to be, where it would make sense for things to be a bit darker. So, the face here, right, we've picked up some of that dry brush. I'm actually going to try and work some of the wash in here, but where I really want to hit it is here, under the chin, because that would be thrown into shadow. So I just want to emphasize that sense of dark, and then we're gonna follow the natural curvature of the muscles, and we're just gonna pick out little details. You don't have to completely cover everything, but just where you would really like to emphasize it. Like here, the folds on the hip. I've darkened it up here and down here, so this middle band is going to stand out. And this sun design here is pretty prominent. So I'm actually going to try and get some shade in between each of the like teens, arms. I don't know what you'd call them. That's a bit too much up there, so I'm going to come back to that. Oh, it's meant to be a spider, isn't it? Not a sun. I literally didn't realise that until I put the Nuln Oil in there. It's funny. And also, we're going to hit the underside of this little badge, because you can see it's got kind of a curved design. Would it help if I zoom the camera in? Let's give that a go. That's about as zoomed as it wants to be, apparently. Did that even work? I don't know. Nick Jeffrey has done a super chat saying, is Blood Orange a distant cousin of Blood Pear? Oh no. No, I can't deal with more of the fucking bastards. CookieCat94, right on cue, has done a super sticker. The super sticker is of the pear I mentioned earlier. Only the pear seems to have found its favourite summertime drink. I regret to inform you that the favourite summertime drink of this pear appears to be blood, because it's got a mug of viscous red fluid and is repeatedly thrusting it toward the screen, as if to say, yum yum, a cup of blood. It's upsetting in general. But, right. Is this showing up okay? Can you sort of see what I'm doing and the effect it is having? I hope so, because this is what I'll be doing for a little while. And if not, I don't know what I can do about it. Apart from just, continue to talk about it. So, for example, the dry brush didn't really pick up much of the kind of like rope skirt we've got going on here. But what I'm going to do is just slosh some wash in there. Whereas before I was really selectively applying it. I'm going to go a bit broader in here. Because what I'm then going to do is come back in with the cream and very gently pick these bits out. So sometimes you have to be very careful, and then sometimes you can just go like blah la 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 and smash it in there. Sorry, my mum is on holiday. She's WhatsApping me pictures of dog toys. I assume because she wants to buy one for the dog. Okay. Claire de Bear says, I love an ice cold Diet Coke out of a glass bottle. Why is having a sody pop from a glass bottle such a treat? It's got to be just advertising bunk, right? But I feel like it is nice. Benedict on Games has done a super chat saying, update from last week. My artist loved the Geralt I crocheted for her, and I love my new tattoo. Thanks for the stream for helping me finish it. I'm glad you got it done in time. You said you were kind of doing it frantically. So good on you for finishing. I'm so glad that they love it. It's really nice when you give someone a gift and they actually like it. Let's see. Okay. I am actually going to try and stipple a bit in there. And then... doot. Cool. Will says because glass is nicer to drink from than plastic. It's why they don't give you plastic glasses in nice restaurants. That's a good point. Yeah. That's so logical that I'm honestly a little ashamed. Right, so we're going to just paint the underside of this flail, I think it is, or something. I don't know. Weapon. And then we're going to hit some more of these little points in the leg. Here, here, here. These little trouser creases. Ooh. Right. hopefully, right, if I do this and then this, you can see there is a difference in contrast, right? Yeah. Yeah. Or, if we were to do it by just grabbing another model, dum-dum, you see the difference in contrast and how you can sort of pick out more details there? We have lost some of the grey details from, or like some of the mid-tones from slapping down shade, but that's why we're going to go back in with a brush. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, each step you're like, has that done much? And then you compare it to what's come before and you go, oh, okay, no, that really works. So I don't think am I gonna underpaint all of these? We'll see how far I get, because yeah. Ooh, Will says, oh, speaking of tattoos, guess who has 4 hours booked in for mid-August? Me, actually. But is it you also? Because I'm getting my stomach blasted. It's gonna be fun. Actually gonna... there kind of isn't much of a fold in this sculpt, but I am going to do that to kind of build an artificial sense of light and dark. Will says, oh shit, Johnny stole my tattoo appointment. Nice! Yeah, take that, sucker! Unless we're going to different artists. Who knows? I'm not reading that out, the nice switch, but I've seen it and it's funny. I'm getting Grand done across here. It's going to be painful, but also it's Grand. Suck it up. I like the fact I can just... I'll be able to pull up my shirt and start chanting Grand, Grand, Grand anytime I like. See, look, yeah, you're all at it now. It's great. It's quite fun at the reception on Saturday. I was talking to some friends I haven't seen for a while, and we were talking about tattoos because, you know, they have tattoos and they're very interested in my wife's work as a tattoo artist, etc., etc. And I'd told them I'd have my back done, and but obviously I was wearing like a nice button-down shirt, and I was like, I won't show you here. And then I joked, let me have a few more drinks, and then I'll offer to show you my tattoo. And then later on, they were like, oh, how's it going? I was like, good, I'm going to have this glass of wine, then one more glass of wine, then I'm going to show you my tattoo, as a joke. And then I had a glass of wine, then I had another glass of wine, and we were standing there, and I just went, fuck it, do you want to see my back then? So we found a quiet corner and just took my top off. We got away with it as well. It's pretty fun. The only person who noticed was a security guard who went, can I have a look as well? And I went, yeah, get involved. I'm a delight at celebrations like that. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there with that one. That's where we are with it. Let's do another one. I'm not going to do the big one yet. So yeah, like, underpainting is laborious. Like, it takes a long time, but also it's just the chillest painting. It really is. I like it a lot. Samorio Suni says, thanks for telling us your backstory. Very good. Like it a lot. Mm-mm. Chill. I see Rusi has started a conversation about Ariana Grande, which is objectively very funny. I'm afraid I don't really know any Ariana Grande songs, otherwise I would be improvising the shit out of something. But alas. Although it did just occur to me that if you wanted to do a pop star slash The Terror mashup, you could do Carly Rae Jepsen. Niche, that one. But I enjoyed it. Feels counterintuitive to kind of put shade up here, but I want to pick out this little nick in the fabric, and also I really want this spike to stand out. Cheerful Spider has done a super chat saying, putting this out there, someone with more electronic skill than me should mod one of those singing fish into a singing grond. Here's a little song I grond, grond, grond. You might want to sing it grond for grond. There'll be no dawn for men. There'll be no dawn for men. Grond, 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 grond. Grond, 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 grond. Yeah, catchy. Catchy shit. Will says, pop stars are siege engines. I'll go second. Cardi B. The B stands for ballista. Jamie T. The T stands for trebuchet. Mel C. Just tower. Catapult Stevens. Of course, we all know that Cardi B's real name is Cardigan Bardigan, right? That's what it stands for. Not sure I want to do much more on this one, to be honest. Sometimes less is more. And it still looks pretty thing. So there we go. Kylie Manganel. Portcullis Head. Hugh says, some of these are a stretch, but not nearly as far as the 300 metres that a trebuchet can launch a 90-kilogram projectile. Thanks, Hugh. Cardigan. Just like J.R.R. Tolkien's real name. Jolkin, Rolkin, Tolkien. And Drawbridge WK, says Chaos. Very good. A trebuchet is actually my favourite siege engine. There it is. I like the way it goes whoop. Battering Ramstein, says Moriax42. Very good. Tom Bombard, ill. You are some witty people, are you not? Yes, you are. That's why I said it. I need some water. Sega Genesis says the classic has to be Pachelbel's Cannon. Very good. Petard Andre. Very good, Michael Bladderwick. Samorio Suni says, Johnny, trebuchet, like share, fuck yes. I liked the joke, but I liked a lot more the confidence with which it was delivered. All in caps with fuck yes at the end. God damn, I'm good. Monk says, don't the B-52s win by default? Very strong. God, the Siege of Troy would have been really, really fast if they'd had B-52s. Would have been over real quick. Achilles would have been so pissed off. Oh, I'm going to earn fame and glory. Oh, it's over. Agamemnon would have been delighted. None of this sacrificing fucking his own daughter bullshit. Spoilers. Alex Simpkins says Sun Tzu's Mozart of War, which laboured, but I read it out, didn't I? Bastille, says Will. Very good. Why is my phone going? Do. David Longbowie. Very good. Right, 45 more seconds of these and then we're going to stop. Because you know what? Like how you should always leave a party while people still want you there. Puns can get, it's possible to just get obsessed with finding new ones rather than finding quality ones. I'm not saying these are bad, they aren't, but soon they will be. So we're going to stop in not very long. Nick Jeffrey is on a super chat saying, when playing Civ 6, units can promote, and after 2 promotions, you can name them. I choose pun names, like Gally Sheedy, or Morris Cavalry Ear. Cavalry Ear. Morris. Okay. I like naming my units in Civ as well. It's good fun. Right, that's 45 seconds. No more puns. You all did a great job, but now it's time to rest. And move on to the next thing. I wonder what the next thing will be. We'll find out. Right now, I'm still just underpainting the shit out of some things. Kind of rushing these ever so slightly because I want to kind of make progress. I like how I said we'll find out what the next thing is, and everyone just immediately said buts. Nothing if not predictable. There are some nice bums in these miniatures. There you go. There's one there. There's one there. They're good. I'm really annoyed because I've thought of one now. But, I'm going to hold to my word. We're not doing them now. We're not doing anymore. There we go. Alex Simpkins says, which AOS faction has the best butt? Have we been over this before? I can't remember. It's tricky, because any time there are dwarves in the mix, I kind of think, like, it's probably them. But okay. Will says, I can tell you that the maggot kin have the worst bums. Yeah, that's fair. Because you know what? You don't want a bum that's going to fall off. You just don't. You want your bum to stay put. You just want your bum to stay put. It's as simple as that. Ronnie says squigs are all bum. Which, yeah. But then, again, right, so the thing is, we're going straight back to my problem with talking about which dinosaur has the best bum, in that, like, squigs have a tail, and therefore, like, I'm a bit like, do they have a bum? They are very rotund, but I just... I'm just not sure about them. I feel like squigs don't really have arses. They've got haunches, but they haven't got, like, buttocks, in my humble opinion. This is my take on the matter, anyway. They Called Her Babylon has done a super chat saying, bless you for this stream being the perfect accompaniment to hanging curtains. You are more than welcome. I didn't realise capital punishment was still a thing for curtains. Whee! So, hopefully you'll see with this one, it's got this kind of crest, and I didn't get the dry brush in there much because it is kind of shrouded, but what I'm doing is just painting these sort of like ribs, I guess you'd call them, in order to really accentuate the natural lines of the thing. And then with this bit, we can sort of do the reverse. Oh, a bit much. Ta-da! Hopefully you can see again, we're trying to build up a sense of where the light's hitting it and where the folds are obscuring the material. You get it by now, you understand. This one doesn't need too much, I think, which is nice. It's kind of one of those processes where you could always do more, but then sometimes you're just like, I'm just pushing paint around now. Here, however, there we go. Oops. Like I say, we kind of want to really make it seem dark here, where that cloth's overhanging. So Marino Senior says, "Hi Johnny, don't worry about what we're doing. Everything is fine and normal." I'm aware of what you're doing. I'm just not engaging in it. Oh, good. Hang on a sec. Got to message my wife. Little Speedy's used their letter tray for the first time. The Nice Witch says, "Do dragons have cloacas?" Yes, they do. They hatch from eggs. There go. All right, little Speedy, that'll do. I'm not answering the Egbert cloaca question. I've gone 5 years without answering it. I'm not about to start now. Luke Anthony says, "Oh, I can hear the digging." That's probably not what you sound like. Yeah, proud of her. She does seem to be overdoing it a little bit, though. Speedy. Okay, all right, buddy. That'll do now. Come here. Hey. Hello. So anyway, right. We're getting there with these. Yeah, actually, yeah, we're speeding through them now. Oh, no, she's still going. All right, well, we'll leave her to it. At least she takes after Scout, not Luna. Luna does not bury a thing. She will paw the wall. Because she has the instinct to bury, but she doesn't have the wherewithal to work out what she might want to bury. So she just goes on the wall. Fucking hell. Abby Marie says she's just having a fun time at the inside beach. She really is. She's practically playing volleyball, which has some troubling implications given what she's just been doing. Okay, peace descends again. She was very, 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 very thorough with burying that. Like, put Scout to shame. Just so you know. Wow, she's still going. She's back at it. All right. Cool. Little Speedy, that'll do. My goodness. Well, it's good. That's the first time she's gone to the toilet, and she's eaten a lot of food because she was. I mean, she still is extremely skinny. And yeah, she's eaten a lot. So glad that she's used the litter tray. Eccentric Lefty says, Speedy is new cat? No, not really. We've temporarily taken in a kitten we found that is either a stray or is, well, we're not entirely sure. We're trying to find the owner, but also this cat doesn't have a chip, has fleas, is extremely skinny, and we are 95% certain is preggers. So we're going to take her to the vet as soon as we can. It was too hot to move her anywhere today. We didn't want to stress her out too much. We're trying to find the owners, but for now, yeah, we've got a temporary extra cat who, after a few beers, I nicknamed Lil Speedy. I had the beers, not the cat. Anyway, I should be studying has done a super chat saying just wanted to celebrate my mum getting over COVID. She was steamrolled by the virus and really had me worried, but she's okay now, so yay. I'm sorry it hit your mum so hard, but I'm so glad that she's doing better. It is no joke, that COVID. And I hope her recovery continues to be smooth. There's no like lingering fatigue or anything like that. Right, that one's done as well. No, she's not our new cat. Stop saying that, chat. Revolver Rock says, do cats not have a body fat threshold for pregnancy? Yes. Almost certainly. But she seems to... I mean, maybe she was approaching it. But we are pretty certain she's preggo. But she could also do with putting on some weight. So we might have called it early enough for her not to lose the litter. We're not sure. So that's why we want to take her to the vet, basically, while also looking out for any posts about her. Because obviously, we don't want to have stolen someone's cat, but from the state she's in, I'm not sure she is anyone's. So that's troubling. God, that smells great. Really glad it's so warm in here. I kind of assumed she'd come say hi, so I came and sat down at my desk this morning to set up the stream, and she was right on here. She's got a ferocious purr as well, but hey ho. Right, we're getting there now. Soon we'll be on to the next phase. This probably isn't my best underpainting work because it's hard to pay attention today, thanks to the heat, but it's not the worst I've ever done. This is something I started doing a long time ago because I knew it was a good thing to do, but I don't think I really understood why I was supposed to be doing it or what I was supposed to be achieving. So I sort of did it, but I did it just sort of by rote. And it didn't look great. And I was a bit like, meh. Or rather, I didn't see the benefit. And then I went back and did it again for my Norse models. And you know what? It really made a difference. So it's nice. It's gratifying that I think I've learned what it's for or how to apply it nicely and then paint properly. So that's pretty good. Oh, this ice pack is like drippy melty. It's one of those. And I'll be honest with you, it's quite uncomfortable now. Have I just accidentally given myself freeze burn on my penis? Maybe. Such an exciting life I lead. Googat94 says, you do know she says hi, the chat is going to become attached to her, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm attached to her. I'm staying cognizant of the fact that, you know, we probably won't keep her. But sure, I'm letting myself get attached. Why not? Sod it. Life's too short to be like, oh no, I must be aloof with this lovely little cat. Nah. I'll see if I can get her to say hi, because she is cute. I'm not even a cat person. That's the thing. Always been a dog person, but here we go. So this one, I didn't really dry brush the arm very much, and I want to fix that, so I'll fix it in the next step. Getting a bit sloppy with this now, to be honest with you, but it is one of those techniques you can sort of tune out with anyway. Probably being a little bit more heavy-handed with the shade than I was earlier, but that's okay. We can fix it if it's a problem, and if it isn't, then happy days. Alright, we're just on to... So I'm going to paint some spiders now. Just be aware. Rather than spider people. I'll be very quick with these anyway. Just going to put some shade in between the legs of the big one. Just sort of do that for the Lalans. I can hear someone moving about. Not too bothered about these. Cool. All right, so that's the null oil step. And do I have any water left in there? Yes, I do. I need to wet my wet palette. Oofed. Good. Spilled that in my groin as well. Spilling all sorts of things today. Super glue, water, just really making a mess of myself. Good. Ah, Tom Titherington is back from holiday. Hello, Tom. Hello. Tiny cat. Little Speedy. Little Speedy? Nah. God, that's already drying out. Ridiculous. Okay, alright. But anyway, what I'm going to do is get some pale sand. Fuck! Ow! I'm going to get some pale sand in my on my palette. Thin it down, and then we're going to start sort of applying it gently. Levi Coffee is on a super chat saying, for the heat and for the kitty. Keep being awesome. Thank you very much. I will. I'll try anyway. Who knows? This stream could be the end of me. They said, needlessly ominously. Anyway, whoop. So, right, we're going to go back in. Where's that one where the arm wasn't very good? Sort of out there, wasn't it? Is this one a good candidate? Yeah, fuck it, why not? I'm going to very gently get a tiny bit of paint on here. What we're going to do is we're going to come back in and start to sort of very gently build up some areas that I think need it again. You do really want to do like a less is more approach on this, to be honest with you. But like here, this is completely flat, so I am actually just going to go like what, and get some cream back on there. Kind of put the contrast back in, basically. And again, this probably seems really heavy-handed, but I am going to be painting over this, and because I'm not going to be glazing, because I don't have the patience for it, you can actually get away with being quite extreme with the contrast. Paint his little butt, why not? So there you go. Hopefully you can see, again, you've sort of built in that sense of light coming from above there. I'm even going to pick up a tiny bit the muscles in here. There we go. And like this, see this line here? This line's quite extreme, so I'm going to kind of try and soften it a little bit. There you go. So it just reads a little better to the eye, basically. There we go. History with Character says, oh, Johnny, did your friend like the bust you painted 2 weeks ago? Yes, she was really pleased with it, I'm glad to say. So, mission accomplished on that front. Right, here we go. Here we bloody go. Right, so. Oops, that's too much. Pick out the musculature again. So this is kind of the stuff that would be stronger anyway if I had gone in with a Zenithal highlight. Like I mentioned in the VT. Oops, I was painting off stream then. If I had hit it with a cannon from above, this stuff would already be a lot stronger. So that's why I'm kind of building it back in now. But there you go. It looks almost cartoonish now, the sense of light and dark. And we're going to do one more step on this as well before we're finished. So here we go. This is my favourite model so far. Let's work with that. Let's get a bit more water on that. I hope this is interesting and not just like a really boring lesson. But I know some of you were kind of interested in the ins and outs of underpainting, and I find it very relaxing, so it's quite nice to talk about it. Oh, that's too much there. Take that away. But we'll hit those bits again. Yeah, fuck it. We will go hard on that. Why not? And we were approaching that bit where you could just be like, why the fuck wouldn't you just prime this thing white? And yeah, you know what, you can, but I do find underpainting just really satisfying. So there we go. Neat, neat, neat. Okay. 3 down, 7 to go. I am doing a bigger batch than I thought I would, but the thing with underpainting is because you can't, I use it to switch my brain properly off, so I can do more than if I were actually painting colour on models. Sometimes I also do this the other way around. I'll do this step and then I'll do the Null Oil. Just depends how I'm feeling, really. It's a nice which says none oil. Naughty. Sinful. I guess it would be myrrh or possibly frankincense. I don't know. Will says, thanks so much for the stream. I feel like I got a much better idea of the process now, and next time I'm painting something that isn't, you know, black power armor, I'm going to give this a bash. You're very welcome, Will. It was nice to realise that the community actually wanted to see a thing in particular, which is good. Rather than just like, paint whatever you want and we'll talk about asses. That one to me feels a little untidy. That feels like it doesn't really work, but it'll be alright. Tree Man has done a super chat, which I had to read a couple of times to make sure that I wasn't getting negged. But given, and I think given, where given we should use assuming that the alien, assuming that the specimen in question is in roughly equal physical condition to you, Which Hollywood alien do you think you could take in a fight? Revolver Rock says E.T. Always E.T. I'd love to beat the shit out of E.T. I hate that film. Blue Deck says, so do you just put on a thin layer paint or shade on top after you've underpainted them? Yeah, I water down my paints quite a lot. I do actually, personally, I do still base and then layer, but I thin them right down. So, okay, which Hollywood alien will I would not take on a xenomorph. Would I take on a predator? I mean, if it's in the same physical condition as me, but it's got all the tech, we've got to assume I'm going to die. Corvus Albright says Gungans, all of the Gungans. Yeah, I'd fuck up a Gungan. Actually, I'd like to beat the shit out of Watto from episode 1. That's what I'd like to do. I'm a Tridarian! You're unconscious. There we go, there's your answer. Which one do I reckon I could take in a fight? Easily him. Pull his little wings off. Take his business. Will says, if it's in roughly the same shape as me, I'll take on the alien queen. She's going to have a time too. Fair enough, Will. Rather you than me on that front. I don't think I could bring myself to do it. Jack Wood says I could absolutely drop kick an Ewok. This has rapidly devolved into which sci-fi alien do you want to hurt? Oh, Aberrated says, please say free the slaves. Yeah, obviously. When I said I'm going to take over Watto's business, I did not mean that part. Yeah, no, I'm not pro-slavery. I'm talking about like the junkyard and the like the junk bit. He doesn't even do pod racing, does he? It's Anakin's thing that he's doing. I'd beat the shit out of Watto. There you go. Some people saying porgs. I'm alright with the porgs. Also, if I ever came near porgs, Watson would eat one. We got her a cuddly toy porg for Christmas one time. She loved it, by which I mean she destroyed it. There we go, look, we're picking out the sort of web-netted details here. And what I would also like to do, sort of get in here and do these bits. Make those stand out a bit more. There we go, maybe even. Ooh, that's too much. Well, it's happened now, isn't it? A little dust down this side as well. Right, and then this cape. Christopher Needham has done a super chat saying, do you reckon porgs would squeak like a chew toy? Probably wail more, like game birds. Well, not wail, but like give a really anguished, horrible cry. I just think porgs are okay. I get Chewbacca wants to eat them, that's fine, but yikes. Corvus Albright is on a super chat saying obligatory topical haiku for obligatory topical haiku time. Fighting aliens. Well and good. However, now, which have the best butts? I've massacred that. Obligatory topical haiku for obligatory topical haiku time. Fighting aliens. Well and good. However, now, which have the best butts? Porgs have little tushies, do they? I don't know. Alien butts. Alien butts. Venom, says Caden Canner. Ding, 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 ding. Correct. That's it. It's Venom. My God. Yeah. Holy shit. Did I imagine it, or were some people like Venom is Daddy after the first like trailer for Venom starring Tom Hardy? Did I imagine that? Am I projecting something I thought onto people online? The odds are no, but I've just got to make sure. Emma Blass says Venom is just using Eddie's butt. Accentuating Eddie's butt. Moriax42 says, oh, 100%, also lots of gay shipping. Okay, good. Fine. The Nice Switch says, yeah, because of the Tom Hardy aspect. Awooga! You are the only person who isn't Dave Benson Phillips, the Nice Switch, that I know who can get away with awooga as an exclamation. And I want you to know that, because I think it's something to be pretty proud of. Will says, I reckon Ponda Baba from the Cantina's butt is pretty good, apart from it being on his face. Fuck's sake. A point. You'll be dead. He doesn't like you. Greedo's probably got quite a nice hiney. Had. God rest his weary soul. Tom Titherington says, oh my God, I forgot about the Men in Black aliens. Oh yeah. Christopher Needham says, I am sick of people acting like the sex appeal of Venom is from Tom Hardy. Venom is sexy in his own right. There is a sexy magnetism to him. There just is. CookieCat94 has done a super chat saying, why is vodka so hard to obtain in the Star Wars universe? Because only Siths deal in absolute. Very strong. I liked that. I'm not sure about what I've just done there. Oh well. Alright, that's enough on this one. I'm just going to start fucking it up if I do any more on that. So one more. And the little spoders. Treeman says, I would dropkick that entire pack of alien roach bros from Men in Black. Oh, they're just getting some coffee, Treeman. I think they're alright. Sure, they're giving the agents a hard time, but, you know, that's what they're there to do. Yank some chains, you know? Ruffle some feathers. Frankly, I'm impressed that they've managed to maintain rather, a sense of like identity and irreverence while working in an extrajudiciary, extremely powerful organisation whose main purpose is to mislead the entire world's population, you know? Ironically, they've managed to maintain some humanity out of the whole equation. Okay. Gonna just... Right, spider warning. Gonna paint some of these little arachnids. They've been on screen this whole time, so I don't know how good that warning really is, but just a little quick over the top. Already done that one. Okay, I'm going to just do this last little bit on these spiders, and then I think we should take a 5 to 7 minute break. Because, oh, I need one. So, if you've ever watched one of these streams before, you know the drill by now. I'm going to go away for 5 to 7 minutes. During those 5 to 7 minutes, if there's anything you want to do, like get some water, highly recommended. Have a stretch. You know, if you're too warm and you want to cool down, or if, you know, basically if there's something you need to do in the next 5 to 7 minutes that you reckon you can do, go and do it. And I will be back, and then we'll just carry on the stream for another hour, maybe 2. We'll see how we go. But yeah, basically, if you're not going anywhere, there's going to be some smooth jazz and a picture of my dog. So please enjoy that. 5 to 7 minutes. I will be back. Bye. Hello! Welcome back to this live stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. Focus on my face, please, camera. Nope, sod that then. Chris K has done a super chat saying, we just had Pride celebration this weekend. Previous one got delayed by tropical storm. Wonderful. Happy belated Pride. I hope you had a lovely, lovely time. If you're just joining us, hi. We are underpainting miniatures, which is to say, building a sense of light and dark. And we're pretty much there. There's just one last step we need to do in order to get these models ready before we start throwing some colour on them. So, what I'm going to do is do that, and then I haven't really worked out a colour scheme for this lot, but I know I want to try doing orange, so I'm going to sort of paint orange onto this cloak, and hopefully you can see for yourself sort of what it's like when you paint a thin layer of paint over some underpainted model stuff. a model. We'll do it on this one as well. This one's my favourite. Don't know why. So, okay, here we go. I feel much better after that break. I had some water. I stood outside the room for a bit and went, oh my god, it's hot. I had a tiny slice of Viennetta. Really pushing the boat out. I also forgot to clean this brush. Shit. So that was good. I feel like I am the richest kid in 1994. Viennettas used to be like really expensive, right? I've talked about this before, like the nice which says Viennetta, damn Johnny, you are so classy. Right? Viennettas used to be like a god tier, well, like they used to be marketed as like an extremely exclusive, expensive ice cream dessert. To the point where like we like never got them. When we got them it was like a really big treat, and now it's like they're quite small and they're really very cheap. Like you can get a big one for like £1.50, whereas like a Magnum or whatever will set you back that much if you're just buying it from the freezer in a supermarket. Will says stick a 30cm ruler into a Viennetta and eat it like a lolly. Lisa Hunt says, Viennetta, were you at a posh friend's house? No, I mean, this is the thing, like, behave. Fucking behave, all of you. I just like Viennetta. That's what I'm saying, is like Viennettas used to be like mega posh, and now they're still kind of doing the same branding, but they're actually really fucking cheap. Like, thank you, the nice witch. No one do a joke about it. No one, all in caps. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, so you'll notice that we've shifted from pale sand, which is here, this lovely cream colour, to white. And I've got a very thin brush here, and what I'm going to do is actually get some water on that. I'm going to start just doing some very small select highlights on this. Just Man Bun actually says, I have absolutely no idea what a Viennetta is. Will says, actually, it's a type of smoked fish. Will's lying to you. It's when one family declares to kill the other. Like they sort of just develop a blood feud that lasts over generations. That's what a Viennetta is. So I don't know how much of a difference this is going to make, but on the stream, I mean, but I'm just going in and just doing some very select bits in white to really bring them out. That was a bit clumsy, but oh well. I'll do the tips here. This bit, to be honest, is kind of optional in some regards, but I do feel like it helps make things pop that little bit more. In fact, that's all I'm going to do on this side. This side, I know I want to hit the cape here and just at the top of this line and this corner, and then here, here and here. Catch the edge of this cape here. Just that, like, just very final little touches that sort of can help finish it off. They're especially good around the face. Most of these models are wearing masks. In fact, I think all of them are. But it's a really good way of hitting like the cheekbones and like the bridge of the nose and stuff, and really rounding out the face when you're underpainting. That one's fine. Whew. It's very hot. I'm gonna finish at 7, I reckon, rather than going the full 9 yards. And I know it's Monday, and I know this is decadent, but I might take the dog to the air-conditioned pub round the corner so she can get a bit of fuss. I can have a drink and we can both stay cool. Nick Jeffries on another super chat saying, use the break to wrap a birthday present and write a birthday card ahead of seeing my friend on Thursday. Rewarded myself with an orange juice ice lolly. Oh, yee. Lolly. Lolly, lolly, business. Business. Tree Man says, Johnny, are you keeping hydrated? Yes, I am. Thank you for asking. It was really annoying yesterday. Like, I mentioned earlier that if you take certain antidepressants like SSRIs, you're more at risk of dehydration than normal people, right? Yesterday, I was catching up on some sleep because I'd had a very, very busy week. I didn't sleep well at all on Friday night. It was a late one on Saturday night, sorry. So Sunday I was catching up on sleep. But the thing is, my meds also, when I'm asleep, make me sweat buckets. Doesn't matter what the weather's like. Like, as I'm falling asleep, I can feel my body temperature soaring. So then when I'm asleep, I sweat. I wake up in a flop sweat every single time. So I was napping a lot on yesterday. And basically all I was doing was napping, waking up, downing water, napping, waking up, downing water. So I was just absolutely bloody, like just losing fluids like you wouldn't believe. It was annoying. I mean, they're still great drugs, and without them I probably wouldn't be here, but I can still complain about them. Riley Murray is on a super chat saying, your tattoos are lovely. Hope that's okay to say. Thank you very much. Thank you for being a safe human in the throes of CPTSD. Will you make videos about mental health again or your non-binary journey? No pressure with a yellow heart, a white heart, purple heart, and a black heart. I don't know the mental health stuff. They like they were quite a lot to produce, and I don't know. I feel like it's difficult, right? Because I feel like a lot of the time when I'm like, oh, am I going to cover this topic? I'm like, well, I talk about these things quite a lot while I'm streaming, but I'm also conscious that not everyone wants to consume content via a stream. And also people like to focus on a thing in a an explicit feature. But at the minute, I have to say I'm not really feeling the call of doing it. It would be nice to at some point, but I'd want to do it right, you know. So we'll see. I don't know. Ah, glad to see there are some people here having a light bulb moment about why they're always dehydrated. Yeah, SSRIs mean that you are more likely to be dehydrated, so keep your fluids up, 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 up. I may have overdone it on this one, I don't know. It's too much. The nice switch says, also, wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now, unclench your jaw. Accurate! Water is nice, though. It's good, isn't it? I'll tell you what, it's cracking that there's so much of it on the Earth's surface. You think about the sea, and, you know, how it's host to so many loathsome creatures. It's got to be pretty big to do that, you know? That's a lot of water, which is great, because water's mint. We need it. And it saved us in that documentary Signs, starring Joaquin Phoenix and notable anti-Semite slash general racist Mel Gibson. Will says, sit up straight and all, and put your shoulders back. Good point. Hang on. Well, if I do that, then that's me here, but then I need to... There we go. Yeah. That's quite nice, actually. I've engaged my core. Oh my god. Look at this. Hang on. That's how I was sat. And then, straight back. Here we go. There we go. Will says, proper livid that Canadian water doesn't taste like Scottish water. Nothing tastes as good as Scottish water, though. My god. I've lived in hard water areas all my life, and it fucking sucks. I used to go visit my grandparents in Devon, in Exeter. And when I got there, I'd be like, hi, yeah, lovely to see you. Where's the tap? And I would just start downing tap water because it's fucking delicious. With their beautiful tasting cups of tea and their shampoo that goes so much further. The delicious tap water, soft water areas, man. They're just the best. They've got it made. Who here lives in a soft water area? Yeah, the nice which says sometimes when my friends come up to the northeast to visit, they take a bottle of our tap water home with them. I was thinking you must have nice tap water. You just strike me as a person who's got nice tap water. Is that a weird thing to say? Probably. Said it now though, so there we go. Throw that on the pile of things I should regret saying, but for some reason don't. Right. We're nearly there, everybody. Jack says, London tap water is so weird. It's fine. Like, I mean, I'm used to it now. It doesn't register to me. It tastes like nothing. It's just that going elsewhere, tap water tastes blissfully amazing. Oh, that one's gone well, actually. I'm liking how this one looks. Let's paint your little hiney, why not? Could do with a little accentuation. Well, that's too much. Let's leave your bum alone, actually. Whoops. Alright, I'm going to stop there, otherwise I'm going to overdo it. Nate Jeffrey says hard water is just ice. Very good. Oh, I might book myself a little holiday somewhere with soft water this year. Just go have a lovely time drinking tap water all weekend. It'd be bloody lovely. You're overdoing this now, Johnny. Come on, mate. Stop painting so much white on things. Just remember, we're picking out just the tiniest details. Like not that. That's better. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Shit. Overdid that, didn't I? Oh well. You're getting careless now, Johnny. That's what you're doing. You're getting plumb careless. In fact, stop. Stop it. Move on to the next one. Tiny bits around the hood, little bits around the head. Okay, one more to go, I think. Yes. Will says, come to Edinburgh, we can offer you tasty meats and ham plenty. I fucking love Edinburgh, in fairness. I've been meaning to go to Edinburgh for a little holiday for ages, but of course now the Fringe is approaching, so I won't. I'll come in like September or a bit later or something. I mean, I like the Fringe, but it's not the... I want to go when it's cold and no one's there. I just want to feel something. By which I mean I just want to wear a jumper again. Okay, right, that's the lot. That's the lot of them. I'm considering those underpainted. So, here's what we've ended up with. Well, we've ended up with a whole team of these, but hopefully you can see why we do this. Because hopefully you can see, yeah, I mean, even though there's no colour on this, telling you what's cloth and what's flesh or whatever, you can pick out the key details from this model. You can see the muscles. You get a sense of where the cape has folds, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully that all comes across. Because what I can show you next is when we really thin down our paints and they go on, you still get that light and dark in there, but it's a colour all of a sudden. Blah. Ugh. Water's really good. Okay. Okay. What model am I going to use to demonstrate this? You know what? Normally what I do when I paint a model is I start with skin and I work up from there, but I'm not even going to make it 7 p.m. What I'm going to do, oh fucking hell, is I'm going to go straight in with Troll Slayer Orange. Fuck it, I want to play around with some orange on these models, so let's just see what we get. I'm going to get my Sizdel Color Synthetic Small Base Brush out. Get some of this on the palette. Oh, I forgot I don't like the consistency on this paint, but oh well, we press on, it's what we do. I'm going to get a good blib of water on my brush. I'm going to water that down a fair amount. It's still really gooey, but hey ho. Hopefully you'll see the difference here as I start to put orange on and work it into the crevice there. You see how you can still see the bit that's been highlighted and you can still see the bit that's darker? I'm probably going to do 2 coats of this orange to build up the colour and make sure it's nice and even, but like I said, those tonal values are built in. And that is why underpainting feels like cheating. It's one of those things that honestly just feels like magic, but magic you've stolen. Adam says 2 coats in this weather. Whee. Oh my god, the paint's already fucking drying on my palette. It's ridiculous. If you want to prime models at the minute, it's perfect. If you want to paint them, ugh. So there you go. Do you see what I mean? Does that come across? The second coat might obscure a bit more of the detail than you want, but the beauty of it is you can go back in with a shade on this bit, or you can go back in and highlight that cream again and then paint over the top very carefully. It's just, I fucking love this technique because it's so satisfying when you start putting colour in. And like the models just come to life, and painting them up afterwards is actually quite swift, I think, anyway. I bloody love it. So yeah, that's underpainting basically. Um, I'm going to do one last little coat of that. Jill Gorham says, do you still put on a wash? You know what? A lot of the time, yeah. I did it with my my Norse Blood Bowl team, which I can show you, actually, as a good point of comparison. I will have to briefly go to the Be Right Back screen because I need to get up to get them, and I'm not willing to show you that much flesh. But yeah, I did wash those as well. So there you go, that's the second coat. It's nice and bright, but you still got that sense of sort of light and dark in there, which I probably will accentuate anyway with layering up and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I personally like to use underpainting as much as a guide, as much of a guide rather, as anything. Stop. As anything, that's too thin. As anything else. I'm going to stop doing this. So I use it to remind myself where the light hits or where I want to highlight or where I want to layer up, etc., etc. But if you're more patient than me and you wanted to glaze on colour, you could avoid having to do that ever. I just think it's neat. I think it's a neat little technique, and I like it a lot. You know? So yeah, there we go, underpainting. Let me just show you the Norse team. So I'm going to go on the Be Right Back screen. Give me one sec. Oops, what was that? I know you can all hear me, don't worry. Don't panic. Okay. Hi. What did I roll over there? If it was on the floor, clearly I didn't care about it that much. Right, so, what was that though? I am curious. I'll find out later. Anyway, so I did underpaint these, and I did shade them. But this is sort of what I came out with. And I'm pleased with them. I feel like they've got a good sense of light and dark. Like you see the trousers there and all that kind of stuff. Like the flesh I'm really pleased with on these. Where's the Ulf Werner? This one came out very nicely as well. Like, just generally speaking, like, I feel like there's a good sense of light hitting this dude. And I'm really pleased with them. But more importantly, it was therapeutic and I had fun. Yeah, they're just like... I love this little team. They're going to be my pals for next season. This is the only person I've named so far. This is Big Wes. Because he looks like my mate Wes. Of What's in Wes's Pockets fame. And yeah, actually this is a good example of underpainting on the face. Like, I don't know, it works. So, History of a Character says that is an absolutely genius story solution, and I'm mad at myself for not thinking of it before. Yeah, little rare earth magnets, a tin, a sticker. I've even, get this, because you can turn these upside down, magnetized my plates for working out throwing directions and bounce directions. I fucking love Blood Bowl, me. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. I feel like we've done some good work today. We've underpainted an entire team of Warcry miniatures. I feel like I'm well on the way to this being my next project, which is very, very good. And I've not melted. Well, I've started to melt, so I think we'll call it there. So thank you everybody for joining me on this stream. Sorry to end it early, but also it's medically necessary, I think. So if you are in a place where it's extremely hot right now, please stay cool enough. As the Nice Witch puts it, after saying thanks for the stream, take care, Johnny, and Skellies, please drink all the water, stay in the shade, and tell the sun to fuck off, which goes double for the newspaper. Because fuck the Murdochs. Anyway, yes, I will catch you all soon. I'll be back on Thursday streaming some other stuff. There'll be a brand new series of Press and Chiodini launching on Saturday, once I've worked out how to interpret the voting, because that's a whole big thing. But yeah. Oh no. Sorry. I've got a Patreon. There's a link in the description of this video. If you want to support me there, that'd be lovely. But if you wanted to subscribe or do any of that YouTube stuff, that would be great too. But most importantly, I just want to say thank you for watching this and have a lovely day. Goodbye.